Hello, my name is Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. I am this year for 2024, God's will, trying out for one of my dream jobs, which is voice narrator, or rather voiceover. I'm also wanting to do narrating. So I'm starting off with TikTok and you guys, anyone that's tuning in. This book that I'm reading is Fly Girls by Ashley Woodfolk called Tobin, the It Girl. So come along with me as I read. Then you guys can tell me how I did. How about that? Okay. It was late, but Tobin Wood didn't care. She climbed down a rickety old fire escape, attached to her bedroom window, and jumped the last few feet to the ground. Her skirt flying up and showing too much of everything, but luckily there was no one around to see. She had on black fishnet stockings with her black skirt and a black jacket over her shredded black tank top. The only color on her body was the blue streak in her short curly afro, and she liked that everything about her blended into the night. She turned up the music in her headphones and couldn't help but sing along loudly as she jogged to the end of her alley and then the end of her block, waiting at the bus stop to catch the one that would take her to her sister's apartment. Tobin didn't care about the stares she got when she sang out loud in public. In fact, she welcomed them. She loved to be the center of attention, loved to be looked at and watched. It was why she first joined the Harlem High Notes, the a cappella group at school. And it was why she dreamed about being famous, recording an album, and going on tour. Why she wanted it all so badly. The ride passed quickly. When she got to her stop, Tobin stepped off the bus with her songbook, a worn notebook full of all her original lyrics, in one hand and her phone in the other. She texted her sister, walking, as she started down the block that led to Devin's apartment. She was actually on time for one, so she knew her sister wouldn't be expecting her yet. But the thought of catching Devin off guard gave Tobin a little thrill. She liked being underestimated. She liked surprising people, and she loved being surprised, too. Noelle Lee had surprised Tobin. They were friends and had been for years, but ever since Noelle had placed her wide palms on either side of Tobin's face and kissed her after the fall showcase last semester, Tobin couldn't get her friend's hands out of her head. Noelle's hands were dark-skinned and long-fingered and bigger than Tobin's. They were cello hands, perfect for moving along the instrument's long neck. And her nails were always painted by Lux, so they looked like works of art. Tobin had tiny hands with short, stubby fingers that gripped a microphone fine, but weren't elegant at all. As she walked, Tobin thought about her hands holding Noelle's, how her lighter brown skin would look next to the deep ebony of her friend's. Things had been fine between them for the last couple of months, calm and easy, and oddly normal. But it didn't change the fact that Tobin thought about Noelle way more than she used to, and she didn't know what, if anything, she should do about that. It was a school night, but lately Tobin cared less and less about staying out. With her mom working a night shift, it was easy to get away with doing whatever she wanted. She used the fire escape to leave so that her keys would be in the dish by the front door, just in case her mom came home earlier than she expected. Climbing the fire escape and sneaking in through her bedroom window meant she could get into bed without needing to pass her mother's bedroom or opening a creaky front door. She went to shows as if she already graduated, not making it home until the sun was rising, like she didn't need to be at Augusta Savage School of Arts a few hours later. And she drank a lot of coffee to keep it all together. Outside Devin's building, Tobin lifted her finger to her sister's buzzer just as a tall guy pushed his way through the door. He held it open for her, so she eased inside with her hand against the wall. She tapped her fingers along the railing as she skipped up the 3 flights that led to Devin's apartment, humming along with the song playing in her headphones. She knocked and waited, knocked again and waited longer. It was the first time she was hanging out with Devin in forever, and she was excited but nervous. She and her sister used to be really close, but over the last year, Tobin had felt more and more space opening up between them. Tobin wondered if Devin had forgotten about their plans tonight, like she had when Tobin had told her about the fall showcase back in November. And what Tobin had saved for months and bought 2 tickets to a show to their favorite band was performing on New Year's Eve. It wouldn't be the first time my sister let her down, but it made a part of her heart ache to think it might be happening again. She took out her phone and sent Devin another text. Yo, I'm here. After what seemed like far too long and still no one coming to answer the door, Tobin tried the knob. It turned easily and slid open. Hello? Dev! Tobin called into the apartment. It opened the short hallway and the living room was on the right and the kitchen on the left. Anyone home? Devin's head poked out of the living room. Her hair was all fuzzy, streaked with red instead of blue like Tobin's. Devin had added a streak of blue to Tobin's hair whenever she needed a touch-up, and Tobin would text Dev. When her sister stopped by and tilted her head over the small bathroom sink to bleach the roots and reapply the sky-colored dye, it made Tobin feel like the things between them might get back to how they used to be. Oh, hey, Devin said. Her eyes looked sleepy, and her lids seemed heavier than they normally were. But Devin walked over to her sister and wrapped her in a bear hug. Devin kissed Tobin's forehead and spun her around before they bumped their hips together. A little dance they'd been doing to greet each other since they were small. Sorry I'm early, Tobin said, smirking. Surprised you, right? You could say that, Devin agreed. We still going out, Tobin asked. She looked at her sister's clothes, which seemed like something she would wear to bed. She glanced at her sister's sleepy eyes again. I thought you had tickets to a show. Oh, yeah, Devin said, like she was just remembering. Sorry, I've been kind of hungover all day. They've been talking about checking out this singer-songwriter for weeks since they first heard she'd been playing at a show at the club around the corner from Devin's place. Tobin took a few deep breaths to hide her frustration. Tobin looked around the apartment. It was messier than usual, and her sister, who normally loved getting all dressed up and going out, wasn't ready. She didn't even have her contacts in yet, so she was squinting at her phone. Tobin grabbed Devin's hand. Dev, you good? Everything okay? Devin's eyes seemed distracted. She pulled her hand away. Yeah, of course. Everything's fine. Tobin didn't believe her. The Wolf women, their mother, Sabrina, Tobin, and Devin, was all stubbornly good at keeping secrets. It was why Tobin never showed anyone her songbook. Tobin knew it was why their mother never talked about their father. And it was why Devin was lying now. So instead of trying to force the truth out of her sister, Tobin said, So, I think I have a crush on Noel. What? Devin replied with a smile. You serious? Tobin nodded. Remember I told you she kissed me? How could I forget, Devin said. Tobin laughed. Well, ever since then, I don't know. I just think about her more differently. Devin bit her bottom lip and grinned. Tobin thought she looked more like herself in that moment, like she did on stage with her band. Mischievous, brave, and ready to show the best parts of herself to the world. Follow your heart, little sis. This is the only life you get, Devin said. And then, oh, wait, I got you some. Devin pulled a small box out of her dresser drawer and handed it to Tobin. What's this for? Tobin asked. Just open it, Devin said. She bounced on her tippy toes. Inside, Tobin felt a small charm bracelet with a shiny gold microphone dangling from one of the links. Whoa, Tobin said. This is beautiful. I saw it and I had to get it, Devin told her. So it's so you. This looks expensive. You sure you can't afford it? I mean, it's been a while since the band had a big gig, right? Devin's band, Boys Behaving Badly, had been getting better and better, but recently Devin had been oddly quiet. Whenever Tobin asked if they had any gigs coming up, Devin waved her off. It doesn't matter. I've been singing on the subway like we used to make a little extra cash. Besides, I want you to have something to remember me by. Remember you by? Y'all come back for more if you want to hear more. I'm your girl, Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Trail.